What's good? What's good? Hope you guys having an amazing weekend. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about something very important. As usual, all the things we've been talking about, they've all been important topic, by the way. So it's not as if there is one that is not really important, or there is one that has more importance than the other. No, they've all been like very very important topic, by the way. So this one today we're going to be talking about risk management, and which is something that we'll be diving into. And I really want you guys to know that this is very very important part of trading. You know, we are done with the whole technical and the whole break of structure, stuff like that. I wanted to go deeper, but I just said let's just stop there, and we will work with what we have already. Those are enough informations to work with. So after the risk management, after the journaling and every other thing we're going to be talking about next, I just have to put everything we spoke about together, which I would like to do it live and direct instead of just making a video on it. So it will make more sense to function that way, and you guys just gonna be experiencing what it looks like to be a trader directly with you. You already have the information, you already have the knowledge already, you have it all. I gave it all in those videos, but next you're just gonna be seeing me doing it and how I'll be doing it on a daily basis. No stress, no forcing it. That's just basically what it's gonna be like. So risk management have been a very very important topic here. What does it mean? Risk management means what? Yeah, protection of your capital. So you guys gonna be a trader soon. You're gonna be having a capital that you'll be funding to your account, and then you should be able to protect it as tight as you can, as if your life are like and depend. Actually your life depends on your capital. That's how I want you to see it. You don't want to blow your accounts, you don't want to breach your accounts, because this is what you see it as your life. It's like video games when you have like life, and the moment you get injured, the moment you get hit by the enemy, your life reduces, something like that. So it's almost similar. The moment your life reduces to the end, you are out of the game. You feel me? So we don't want to be out of the game. We still want to be in the game. We still want to be playing. We still want to be in the game playing. We don't want it to be game over for us. We want to be in the game. We want to move from level 1 to level 2 to level 3, and that's just how it's gonna be. So you want to protect your capital as if your life depends on it, and that's how I do it. I don't play and I don't joke with my capital. So that's why we apply risk management, right? Risk management is simply what we want to be on the offensive side. No, defensive. Sorry, we don't want to be on the offensive. We want to be on the defensive side, which simply means what? When even in football we have like different types of formation. They are like 4-3-3. They have 4-5-1, something like that. So we want to be having a sort of formation, and those formation is gonna be what we will be sticking to and be able to play the game of trading. Because every other thing we spoke about, those are just strategy, those are just technicals, those are just informations, concepts. But here right now, what we are diving into right now is about money management. You need to be able to know how to manage money. You need to be able to know how to, when you see money, you secure money. You need to know how to lose money. Making profits, you lose money. Those are the things. Those are what we need to discuss about. And for you to be able to do that on a daily basis, you need to create for yourself a system that you follow on a daily basis. So you already know trading is a game of losing. So why don't you just know how to lose better. You know, it's all about probability already. And then there's a probability that you lose money, there's a probability that you make money. Either ways, the chances of you even losing is even higher than the chances of you making. And that's one thing already. That's how the game is. There's nothing you can do about it. But there's one thing you can do for yourself, is to decide what you want to lose. You get? You feel me? And decide what you decide what you want to lose. So you want to make sure that you lose less as possible. Not the one that you get kicked out of the market and then there's opportunity and you're not able to make money off it. So that's just basically what this risk management is about. So I have this sheet here that is saying trading is not about making money, but it's about keeping that money. It's extremely easy to make money in the market, you know. So we just want to follow good habits and try to keep money as much as possible. For instance, now what it means is that keeping good habits, we already spoke about it in the first video I guess, which was about trading mindset and stuff like that. So what you want to do is that you want to set yourself boundaries, not to boundaries not to cross, boundaries not to breach or something like that, rules not to breach. So it simply means what? You want to have a certain amount on every trade that you put on, and those trades that you put on, a certain amount not to go down below that. For instance, now let's put it on a day. I don't want to decide anything for anyone, but I will tell you how I do mine and how I suggest, but you can decide to do what you want to do on your own, but it should be based on your risk appetite, basically. Personally, I risk on a daily basis. I risk depending on, I have like two types of accounts. So on both of my accounts, let me just put one first. I should be blessed, right? Okay. Let's talk about the prop firm. By the way, we're gonna be talking about broker and prop firm next. So on broker, I usually risk 10% per trade. Yeah, 10% per trade. It simply means if I'm having an account of $2,000, I'll be risking $200. If I'm having an account of $3,000, I will be risking $300 per trade. So I get kicked out of the market if I lose 10 times. You understand? Now, you might think this is, I don't know who you are, but if you're a trader and then you already know about risk management, you already know about the game, you might say this is too aggressive. Yeah, possible. But the reason why it's a little bit aggressive is because I know myself, I know my edge. That's one. Second is that I am used to a trading style, which was the prop firm now. Prop firm, I risk 1%, but if I have to talk about prop firm, well, I was actually risking 10% as well. So I'm familiar with the 1%, which I just said right now is almost like 10%. So I kind of like bring back this whole concept of 1%, which I believe is still 10% in prop firm. I'm bringing into live account, and that's how I'm treating it. So, but again, that's very, very aggressive. That's why it's hard for so many people to pass prop firm account. That's why it's hard for people to. I also blew accounts, by the way, and the reasons why almost all the account I blew in my life, either breaching of account, blowing of account, they all came from, majority of them came from risk management, not being able to manage my risk, not being able to protect my capital, and not being able to know how to lose money better, So I will not want you guys to find yourself in those situations, because I have lost so many money. I have lost so much money in the past as well, and I just wish I could have just cut those losses and follow the right steps. And I also know a couple of friends of mine that they lost a lot of money. They are still losing till now, and that's not where I want you guys to be. So the best thing here to do is we apply a risk management of 1%, which in this at the end of this course, as I said, I'll be purchasing accounts, and then with that account we'll be able to see how I use on a daily basis this whole setup that we are putting out there, and use it to trade and see how it performs, you know. So 1% per trade, you know, and on a day, in a day we want to lose maximum of 2%. So you are taking 2 trades a day. If you take 2 losses, you are out, you are done. You feel me? In a week, we want to take a loss of 5%. So if you lose 2% today, you lose 2% the next day. The third day, you just have 1% to go. And then that's all for that week until the next week. You feel me? And then we do the same thing the same week. So in a day, we have 2% max daily drawdown. In a week, we have 5% max daily drawdown. Simple as that. Prop firms, they offer 5% daily drawdown in a day and then 10% in a week. We want to divide those just to put us in a good and safer position. That's how I advise you. But before even you get to that, you need to be able to practice a lot and trade paper money a lot. Demo accounts, that's what you need to be doing. If you are just watching this video, you are still at the beginner stage, the novice, wherever, bro, you don't even have to go and try any buying of accounts. You don't even have to go and purchase any account or trying to looking for a way to fund your account. There's nothing like that. Focus on learning. Focus on being able to do all those things I showed you guys on a daily basis. Easy peasy. Spend your screen time. Do that for like a couple of months, 4, 5, 6 months, and then when you're ready, you're gonna be able to know. Which leads us to journaling. You know, journaling here is just basically putting out everything you're taking as a trade, and then see your performance, and then you track your data. You know, you're gonna be doing that as well. I'll show you guys what it looks like, my journaling, and what it used to look like, my journaling and the one I have right now. So my risk management here, I already detailed it. We want to set 2% daily drawdown. We want to be risking 5% a day, and then a week 5% and 2% a day. Now if you're trading live accounts, do the same. But I guess majority of you guys are beginners, so there's nothing like purchasing accounts. Even though this risk management I'm putting out there is just for me that will be using it, and you people will see how it goes, you know. And what else I want to say, the journaling. Now I'm done with risk management for now. The next thing is just for you people to observe how it goes and how I put it into practical. The next thing I'm diving into is the journaling system. So journaling system is just basically putting down all your trades and before and after. So you kind of like mark everything down, what you took this trade off, your take profit, your exit, your risk reward, the conclusion, what you decide, how you were feeling taking this trade, what was your initial bias, did you change bias, did you change trade idea, did you do this? Just try to track those things down and see how you behave and how you react towards your trade, and before and after. That's just gonna be for journaling. And the model I have here is simply, this is what I used to do before, which I would advise most of you beginners to do. It makes more sense to do that. Let me see if I can have this again. Okay, so you guys can see this is how I used to do it. I will kind of like take screenshots of the trade, and I'll put it as trade 1, and then entry SL below 15 minutes, 30 minutes FVG, total 52 pips, SL, exit 1 to 2, you know, stuff like that. Impulsive trade, if it's entry trade 2, I took this trade off the retest of the 15 minutes. I set penny order, trade 3, I take screenshot, I added. What did I do well? What did I do wrong? You know, trade 3 below 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and you can see this was the trade with entry going up. This was the sell with sell coming down. You know, so on and so on. I have so many of this trade. I have it all to 55. You know. And that's just how I used to do it. But right now, I stopped this one at some point, and then I switched to using something, we call it, I found this online, TraderWaves. So you can just use this. I'll be giving you guys this link for free, so you can use this one to just be able to journal. This doesn't give you those options, but you can have also something that is as nice as that. So I need to just log in my account, but I think I need to use the email here. So this is what I have here, and something similar, and then it gives you journal here as well, so you'll be able to see what you look like. I have no account. I'm not on my account right now. So apart from that, this just gives you your win rate. You can be able to track your data. You can be able to use it to track your to know your edge in the market. And that's just gonna be all for risk management and journaling system for now. And next, that's all guys. Bye, peace.